They lived in the city's homeless shelters. Now all they want is a home of their own.
I'm angry. I'm about to be homeless with my kids.
Today, nearly 100 Flatbush and Crown Heights tenants clashed with their landlord in court.
This isn't just a court case for people. These are their lives at stake.
In 2014, the city's Department of Homeless Services sent these tenants to live in 7 Brooklyn buildings that are owned by landlord Barry Hers. At the time, the buildings were used as cluster shelter sites for the homeless. Rent was paid by a nonprofit. And when the program ended in 2015, these tenants stayed and found ways to pay rent on their own. But they never had leases in their own names.
These people want a lease and to pay the rent. They are willing to pay the rent.
For the last year, they've been in a heated court battle. The landlord argued he never leased the apartments to them as individual tenants, and they had no right to live there. And today, a judge agreed, ruling in the landlord's favor. The tenants left the courtroom outraged.
Nothing is being done.
Nothing.
We are about to be in the damn streets.
I pay my rent, and they still want to put us out? Come on, something got to give.
It's obscene that 100 families, and that's adults. Some people in here got 9 and 10 kids, are going to be back in path, and that's sad.
They told us they want to stay in these apartments despite the conditions.
My apartment, I got mold right now.
Now close to 100 families are working with legal aid, hoping to appeal today's rule.
Hey, what's going on, brothers? Thanks for tuning in to another dialogue with the raw, the real, and the red pill. You know, got a very, I don't want to call it humorous, but fuck it. It's kind of funny to me, man. Because when you think of the black woman, what do you think? You know, what have they verbally portrayed to the black community as well as to all the nations, man? What is their rhetoric? It is as follows. I am a black woman. I'm strong, black, and independent. But we constantly see that they're just a bunch of fucking irresponsible crybabies, man. You know? It's a facade. You know, because women weren't created to be independent, man. Women weren't created to be liberated because they lack the wisdom and discernment. Oh, why do you say that, Raw? Come on, man. You heard the lady say, you know, this woman up in here with 8 to 9 children, the conditions they're living in. How could you settle for that? You know, how could you settle for that? But I definitely got to go in on this one. You know, I can't do nothing but just, you know, it's fucked up. You know, I feel for you, but I can't reach you. You know, because every time I see situations like this, I just think about all the black women I've gotten into with, you know, and all their shit talking, you know. But trying to find a strong black independent woman is like trying to find it's like where's Waldo? You know what I'm saying? And then it's trickier than that because, you know, you think you found Waldo and it's not Waldo. It's just a facade. You know, woman who might appear to be, you know, strong and independent. What exactly are they independent from? And in the black community, what women pride themselves on is being independent from the man. But when you become independent from the man and you fracture the nuclear family per se, your unit is no longer strong. It's fucking weak. You know, then you see a move like this, a little move of gentrification, and these women are going crazy, man. All I see is a bunch of fucking strong crybabies, you know? And I'm going to say strong because it's referring to in the manner in which they are crying. They're crying strongly, you know? Come on, man. What the hell is these black women? What are y'all going to do, man? What the fuck are y'all going to do? This is just the beginning. Y'all have deceived yourselves, man. Y'all believe the lie, you know? You independent and you're strong, but you have a program that put you in this housing, man. At least humble yourself. Be humble, because as we all know, what follows pride? Destruction. And what we seen in this clip is a bunch of women being destroyed, man. Them and their families. And keep in mind, the only man that I saw in the video was an advocate for them. Where are their husbands? Where are their men? Where are they? And I guarantee you, the woman in that, in these projects who have 8 to 9 kids, they're getting child support, man. And the rent that they're paying, I promise you, is not market rate. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with needing a helping hand. There are some women. When I say some, it is a small amount in comparison to the amount of women that this does not apply to. But there are some women who have came across widowhood in their lot in life, and they're doing the best they can, and but those women, they want a man. They're not trying to be, this pompous, brash, individual. These women, they're humble. Sometimes they're grieved. And, they're not afraid to let us show that they need help and that, things happen and, you should care for the widows. That's a righteous thing for real, to care for the widows and to care for the fatherless. But it has to be in an ordained order, man. A widow is not, and a fatherless child is not a whore and a bastard. Those are two totally different things. A whore and a bastard is a woman who, has had a bunch of dicks ran up in her and has been fertilized multiple times by different men. And then she cashes in her man for the systemic crumbs, because she's sitting at the white man's table at the end of the day. But as we see, the white man's giving these hoes the boot. A white man who owns them 7 buildings, he lost the funding for it. And what happened? They continue paying their rent. But, like I said, it's really gentrification at the end of the day and the ideology of it. This guy probably wants to redo these apartments, and he's like, hey, man, we're in New York. I can go ahead and hook these buildings up and get some market rate tenants up in here, man. These women were probably paying the same amount for their rent as they were paying in the program that got them in these places, And like I said, they're getting the boot. Society is giving them the boot, and all they can do is fucking boo-hoo, shame, and throw a fucking pity party. But these women are gonna figure it out, and no one gives a shit. No one cares, man, because of the pompous attitude of you fucking black woman. And this video is going strictly to you black women. You don't know how to shut the fuck up. It's not hard to be a woman, man. It's not hard to be with a man. We don't require much. We require your silence and obedience and sexual gratification, man. And your nurturing capabilities towards us and your children and the children. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know what I mean? But you can't even fucking do that. You want to wear the pants and the pants ain't your size. You want to walk in our shoes and your feet's falling all out of them. Now what are y'all gonna do? What are y'all gonna do, man? And the women who do, might look on the outside to portray strong and independent. A lot of times it comes to the prostitution of their bodies. These women in these higher level jobs, corporate jobs, y'all are the office whores. We know what time it is, man. But like an adulterous woman, as is written in the book of Proverbs, who wipes her mouth and says she's done nothing. America thrives on prostitution, and y'all women gotta prostitute yourselves to succeed. And that's the serpent's fruit. That lie. I'm just saying logically, if you're strong, black, and independent, which in the eyes of a man is just, for us, is just called being a man. You know what I'm saying? We don't get a cookie for that shit. Just being an adult, But let's say if I was in this particular situation, and I have been in a similar situation. A lot of us have, when there's been housing difficulties or, not really having a place or not having nowhere to lay your head. You got to make a plan. And that's what men do. We draw the plan. Women typically can't come up with shit. They panic. They're not innovative thinkers. Men draw the plan. Women trace the plan. They're tracers. They trace over the shit. You give them an ideology, you give them a way to think, and they execute it. You teach them something, and then they regurgitate it and do it over, or live accordingly to it, But it all depends on the doctrine that they're being brought up in. And this particular doctrine for the North American black woman is set up for you to fail. It's set up for the day that you get that boot, for you to be made a mockery of. And that's what we see. We see, come on, man, what did y'all just see? A bunch of crying ass black women who don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. And I'm gonna take a couple steps back to what I was saying. If it was me or some of us brothers who's been in a situation, if you're already paying rent somewhere, then you have 30 days legally by law to acquire another lease and to save money and go ahead and move. Just fucking move. It's what I'm saying? If you're already paying rent, all your little cookies and crumbs and handouts are getting fucking chopped on, man. The chopping block. And, you black women are approaching your turn on the cutting board, and how you gonna act. I can tell you one thing, it's gonna be a very beautiful thing in that day. I'm not gonna say in that day, because the day is already here, as we can see in this video, But in the day when these black women face that chopping block, when they pretty much get the boot, man, to where all they have is the black man, because they was never independent in the first place, man. You know what I'm saying? Women aren't independent creatures. They're dependent creatures. That's the root of their hypergamy, to leash on to the best thing going for them, and to monkey branch and swing to the next best thing. Can't expect these brothers to feel sorry for you hoes when y'all being a bunch of fucking whores, and making just horrible, unguided decisions. And now you're getting fucked up out here. And these probably the same women who talk mad shit, think they got it going on, will look down on a brother who might be, living in a studio efficiency or, living below his means. But guess what? He's eating. He has a plan. He's surviving. Men are survivalists. We make it pop. We survive. These women, they need something there to help them survive. Whether it's physically a man that's a provider for them, or if it's a program or a system there. But the whole thing is, and I'm gonna reiterate, some people need the help, man. And it's cool. That's okay. But don't sit there and have your nose all stuck up in the air and looking down at your brothers out here, man. And even at other sisters, like you got it fucking going on, like you the shit. Because the Lord will turn it all around, as we see right here. Over 100 women. I didn't see not one strong, black, independent woman. All of them were pissed off. All of them were fucking crying. All of them were pleading. All of them are angry. And you know what else I didn't see any of? One man with these women. So all of them made fucked up decisions. All of them were deceived. All of them were lied to. All of them believed a lie. And to be quite frank with you, from a raw perspective, I can't wait till this shit falls, man. It's going to be a bittersweet thing, though, It's going to be bitter because we're all going to feel a little bit of the burn, but it's going to be sweet because it's going to put women back in their fucking place, and we can actually cohabitate with these hoes, man. Without trying to be dominated and ruled over, and, without the bullshit, pompous attitudes and the false righteousness that they try to portray, man. But like I said, if it was me in this situation, and many of us brothers might have faced situations like this, you make a plan, man. I've been in a situation where I had to sleep in my car. Had me a little Planet Fitness gym membership. Still had a job. Guess what? Slept in my car. Wake up early. Go to the gym. Work out. Shower. Shave or whatever you need to do in the mirror, in the gym. Fuck what anybody thinks. You don't gotta impress nobody. You're surviving. And go to work and, get off and chill, go back to sleep, read a book or something. I used to park in the underground, like an underground parking lot, man. I've been there. I've done it a couple times, man. Gotta thug it out till you bounce back. And men have the heart and the detriment to do these things. You know, we're built tough. You know, Ford built tough. That's the man. Women are like, I don't know. Thinking the most unreliable fucking vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Women are like Hyundais with 350,000 miles on them, man. They ain't running, man. They ain't running shit. You know what I'm saying? Put it like that. You know, but it looks like these women are gonna have to, you know, strap up the boot laces and you know, make it happen. There's not enough simps. It ain't enough simps for y'all hoes, man. When y'all gonna learn? Instead of cooperating and having a nuclear family and being stronger as a unit, per se, in this situation, if there was a woman who had, you know, a man in her life, preferably the father of her children, and you know, they've been together and they might have been going through some hard times. Hey, you have another income coming into your household. Somebody who's willing to extend their arm and pull you up to help. Because a man naturally wants to help his woman. A man naturally is not going to see his woman fall, but a man naturally deserves respect. A man naturally will not tolerate disobedience and a fucking wild mouth, which is what most of you black women have. You know? And it's crazy because we all know it's all going down. We know, and I keep talking about this because it's imminent. It's going to happen. The Federal Reserve is going to collapse. Okay? It's going to fail. And it's going to go back to the days of old overnight. What are you women going to do? Where will the strong black independent woman be? Because I know what we're going to see. We're going to see shaming women. We're going to see crying women. You know, in that day, you know, and I've talked to my maid about the shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, in that day, if I want to take another woman, damn it, I'm only virgins, man. You got to be a virgin, man. If you're not a virgin, I don't fucking want you, man. No, you're not good enough. We need to start telling these women they ain't good enough, man, and let them live and fall by the poor decisions that they made, because their poor decisions have temporarily uplifted them, because systemically that's what the system is intended to do, but on likewise it has destroyed men. So if we gotta suffer, we suffer now. Guess what? You're gonna suffer later, and we're approaching that time of later, man. You know, what the fuck are these women gonna do, boy? Man, it's gonna be bad out here. It's gonna be nasty out here, man. These women are starting to abandon their kids. You're gonna see kids just fucking on the roads like roadkill, man. Ran over by cars. Because these women are gonna start abandoning their kids, man. Seriously, this is what's gonna happen. Because they're gonna realize that ain't no man gonna take them in that day with a bunch of fucking children. You know, and the Lord got something for that too, because that might not even help them. They might do that just to get with a deranged man who has no love for them in the first place. Life has a weird way of working out, man. You know, but we're headed up into some tricky times, man. And I'm just you know, checking out the community. You know, I be on Facebook here and there when I'm not in Facebook jail. You know, discussing certain things amongst the black women and you know, the black men, and there's still a lot of simps. It's not going to be enough in that day, but you know, there's still this false, fake, pompous bullshit attitude from these black women, man, that they don't need a man. You need somebody. You know, you're going to need somebody, because the only creature that is created to be able to sustain itself is the man. Not only do we sustain ourselves, but we sustain that which is under us, that which we have joined unto ourselves. That's why the traditional responsibility of being a man, and what women like to hold over a man's head, is to, you know, be a man up, make it happen, because that is something that men have to, you know, come to be. It's in us, man. And the problem with a lot of these young men, why they don't know how to, you know, be men, is because they're not raised by men. Why? For the further exalting of women. So the woman gets the better paying job. So the man will always need the woman. That, you know, that goes all the way back to the garden, y'all. You know, that is the strange fruit, man. You know, these women been eating this shit up like a goddamn buffet, going for seconds and making their children plates of this bullshit. liberating their daughters, teaching their daughters how to. Man, these women are despicable, man. Y'all deserve every fucking thing coming to you, man. Go on Fly High, go on World Star. We see you. Not only do they do this evil and this wickedness, but they do it for all to see. So when we see them taking L's out here, you gotta consider the shit that you're seeing them do. It's that simple. It's not that we hate women. It's not that, I don't hate women. I hate the ideologies that you all carry and the wicked things that you all do, man. Be on Fly High, saw a woman sucking dick, man, right in front of her fucking kid. I wanted to do a video on it, but it would have got taken down because there was nudity in it, man. But her little daughter, man, had to have been 5 or 6 years old. Y'all might have seen it. She's sucking this dude up, and her daughter's standing right there, grinning, looking at this shit, man. These women gotta get put to, man. I get angry sometimes, but they're stupid. They've been deceived. That's another reason why these women should be attached to a man, and be obedient to a man, and be subjected to a man. As in the book of Timothy, chapter 2, verse 14, because it was Eve who was deceived, not Adam. We have some damn sense and wisdom with us. These women do not. And as we see, as the economy is continuing to collapse, certain executive decisions are being made, and these women are being cut, man. And where is the strong, black, independent ones? I don't see them. Where are they? Where are they? They don't fucking exist, man. Y'all women need to humble yourselves down. We getting sick of this shit, and everything that's pretty much coming to them, man, is deserved and is earned. It's called karma. But I just wanted to talk about this, man. Just get my little rant on, I guess, before I go into work. Came across this video and I found it a little humorous. It's a fucked up thing. But one more thing before I wrap it up. I've seen places like this, on New York Avenue in Northeast DC. There is a Comfort Inn, man. New York Avenue, Washington DC. And I had went in there one day while I was at work, delivering, just to use the bathroom real quick. And when I go in there, and I always noticed there was a lot of women in this particular Comfort Inn. And not just women, but the project type, the hood type. A lot of them, and a lot of them had kids, man. But when I go in there, I talked to the person at the desk, and they said it was a shelter, man. The city had a contract with that Comfort Inn to convert it for homeless relief, And let me just say this, I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm going to say I might have seen 1 or 2 men, and that's on the benefit of a doubt. But 99% of the inhabitants of this Comfort Inn that is now a shelter is women, black single fucking mothers. Now, what would they do if that shit got cut, that contract got cut, man? Prostitute. Now, I'm gonna tell you what they're gonna do. A lot of these women, when this shit goes down, they're gonna be trying to sell their ass. They're gonna start prostituting themselves. You know what I'm saying? And using dudes, man. But this is gonna be the game changer. See, the Lord is already one step ahead of these hoes, man. He's gonna fuck them up. He's going to, and it's in the scriptures. I bring it out all the time. The Lord is about to fuck these women up, because this is what he's gonna do. He's gonna cause the Federal Reserve note to collapse. That's gonna change the whole entire prostitution game. Why would you prostitute yourself for money that you can't buy anything with, that can't better you? That's when a lot of these women, even the ones who are high up, it's gonna bring everybody on an equal platform. And the problem with that is that the woman is not equal to the man, so they're automatically fucked up, man. And they're in a place where they need to be. What are these women going to do in that day? What are they going to do? What's going to happen to all the strippers and the escorts? What the fuck are they going to do? And I already know in my mind, if I see a woman who, looks a certain way, and she's not foreign, if she's westernized and Edomized, from Western society, it. A lot of these women are, online chat whores. They're Instagram models. They some of them are literally prostitutes in relationships. They date multiple men and they're whores, and they get resources from multiple men. Sometimes older men who are simping for that young pussy. we already know when Backpage was up, they would, come on, man. They're out here, man. They be working that pussy. But what are you going to be working that pussy for when your currency in which you was selling it for and abusing your body for is no longer in effect? What are they going to do? They're going to be out here fucking crying and begging, dog. And I can't fucking wait. You know why? Because that's when we can be pompous, brothers. That's when we can DQ these hoes, man. Shit, I'm a petty one, man. If I see a woman outside crying and hungry and shit, she got kids, I might just buy her kids a sandwich and a bag of chips and don't give her shit. You know what I'm saying? Keep it moving, yo. On GP, like, fuck it. Because, man, fuck these hoes, man. Fuck these hoes, man. We all know. They're evil, man. It is what it is, man. Some people will be sensitive about this shit, and I can somewhat understand the sensitive nature of it, but when you know the whole game and you know what's going on both sides and the truth, it's written I think it's in Ecclesiastes, man, with much wisdom comes much sorrow, and oppression makes one mad. There's a lot of truth in that, man. When you start understanding the truth behind this shit and how our woman did, man, you can't really feel bad for him, man. Fuck him. But I had to come up in this thing, man, and talk my little shit. Where's the uproar in the news articles for the brothers that are homeless? I've seen brothers in D.C. real talk, man. This is one guy, dark-skinned brother, man. He's homeless. He pushes around all his possessions in a cart. Lives under a bridge in Southwest. But yo, when I say this dude, when you look at him, without his cart, when you look at him as a person, you would have never known he was homeless. He's always got a clean shape up, looks clean, never stinks. Men know how to survive, man. You know what I'm saying? Women, y'all gonna be fucked up, man. Y'all gonna be in a bad situation. And homelessness for women is not like homelessness for men. When women face homelessness, these streets are cold on the whole, man. Imagine being under a tent, under a bridge, man. And you're around a bunch of men who are automatically rejected from, society, coming, thinking in the eyes of, them dealing with women. They're coming for you. They're going to make you they bitch. You know what I'm saying? Might pass you around the homeless community. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get real. It's going to get very real out this joint, man. And the best thing that these women can try to acquire now, before the shit hits the fan, is to, first of all, humble themselves. Get in the right behavior. Work on themselves. Because they can keep pointing the finger, but you can keep pointing the finger till all falls to shit. And you can point the finger after that, but that's not going to feed you. That's not going to keep you alive. That's not going to protect you. That's just lying to yourself. I can point the finger at the sky and look at the clouds and say, you're not going to rain. No, you're not going to rain today. And when that rain fucking comes, fuck the rain, a hurricane, a monsoon, baby. When that shit comes, it don't make a difference on how I perceived it. It came, and I'm just letting y'all know, some shit's coming for these hoes, man. And we see it in this video. We see their reaction. Women automatically, in stressful situations, they run around like chickens with their heads cut off. When the system or the outline or ideology in which they believe in is no longer traceable, because women are tracers. Men write. We write the script. Women can only trace it and follow it because they're not innovative. You understand? When that script is flipped, they're going to be running around like headless chickens, man. They're going to be begging, dude. I'm not saving these hoes. And if it's a hoe that I like, she look all right, man. Virgins only. Virgin. Your pussy going to have to bleed on me when I pop it, man. Real talk. I'll require proof of your virginity, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Because you know what? And that's proper. You single mothers, you don't fucking deserve a man. You don't. Unless you're a widow. There's a righteous line. But we cannot lie. These women date like whores. They make these families, man. These big ass families having all these fucking kids for different dudes. They're getting paid. And they still walking around like they got gold between their legs. Like they still have some type of value, man. You women are just prostitutes, man. If you got children, a man should not take you. And if a man does take you, he's usually a fucking simp. Straight up. Fucking simp, man. You know? Why would I get a used, beat up car if I'm in a position to get something brand new, never been driven? You know, a quarter mile on the engine block. Why would I want something with transmission problems and ticking engine and shit's gonna blow, man. And then half the time all these women got all these demons on them, from transferring the spirits from all the men they slept with. But when calamity hits them, like we seen in this video, man, this is just like I said, this is patty cake, man. This is some Pappy Land shit right now, man. This shit's gonna get raw. This shit really gonna get real. It's gonna be worse than what I'm saying. But we're gonna see how these women act, and hopefully, they can, pull themselves up by the bootstraps, man, and make it do what it do. Because we ain't saving these hoes, man. We're gonna watch you crash and burn because you fucking deserve it. There is a saying called "He who laughs last laughs the hardest." And y'all been laughing. Y'all been laughing for about a few decades now, about 3-4 generations. Y'all been laughing y'all ass off. Y'all been fucking up the community. Your kid, your son's all fagged out. Your daughter is whores just like you. You're giving them that Babylonian wine. You have no order, no instruction in your life. And in the hand of you doing this, you're destroying the men of your community and weakening them. So, the white supremacy can continue in the system thereof, can continue to grow and reign over us. And continue to kill our kids in the street, man. Continue to impoverish us and continue to have these foreigners and bankers and everybody in our neighborhoods in which they don't hire us. We're going to see, man. We've been suffering. The men's been suffering. We ain't been getting no representation. The only representation we've been getting is through MGTOW, Ibmor, and this red pill on YouTube, man. And now we're about to see you get your turn. Now, y'all bitches done cut the legs from underneath yourselves, man. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I just super ranted. Thanks for tuning in to the Raw, the Real, and the Red Pill. Had to go in on this one, man. And thanks for tuning in, y'all. Shalom.